All right, here's the last video from the Week 9 test. And this is that identification of a phrase as either being always true, sometimes true, or never true. So these are almost always based just on definition. So A, for example, vertical angles are also congruent. That's an always true. That's the thing about vertical angles. If you look, so let me just write that in. So this is an always true. Now let me draw it for you. So you have a line intersected by another line. Angle X and angle Y are vertical angles. They are the same size and the same shape, so they will always be congruent. The measure of two supplementary angles is 90 degrees. That is never true, because supplementary angles always measure 180 degrees. So supplementary equal 180. Complementary equal 90 degrees. And if you needed a little help remembering the order of those two, C comes before S in the alphabet. So it's the smaller letter if you want to think of letters having numbers, and it has the smaller total. All right, moving on to C. If the measure of an angle is represented by X, its complement is 90 minus X. That's always true, because two complementary angles equal 90 degrees. So if you take one away, the other one is 90 minus that. Let's just do an example. Let's say you had the angle 20, and you want its complement. You want the angle that's going to make it equal the total of 90. So you do 90 minus the 20 gives you 70, and the 70 degrees plus the 20 degrees would give you the full 90 degrees. And finally, complementary angles are also adjacent. That's a sometimes. So again, the definition for complementary or supplementary angles is that they can be adjacent, but they don't have to be. So if we look at complementary angles are also adjacent, we could have this where we've got 90 degrees and we have, say, 60 degrees here and 30 degrees there. That would be complementary because they total 90. But we could also have a 60-degree angle over here. And over here we could have a 30-degree angle. And since they still total 90, since that still equals 90 degrees, we would say that they are complementary. So that's a sometimes. All right, review this. Work on your definitions. Work on memorizing those definitions, because that will come up on the intervention test.